Sports, it's in the game. Well, hello everyone on this October 10th, 2023. And here we are, day what? 3, 4? Day 3 or 4 of this insanity as the earth turns. Anybody ever know where that name came from? So apparently it came from the Greeks, but what were we called before Earth? Right? Anyone know that? I don't know that. I wonder what the Egyptians used to call it. I used to know all that stuff. I don't really remember a lot of it anymore. That's the problem with becoming enlightened, awakened. You get a real pessimistic view of how things really are in the world. And it really sucks for a long time. Regardless, here we are now, 4 days in, wondering what we're going to do. Who's in charge? Who's not in charge? Who's making money? Who's not making money? Who's getting defense contracts? What happened to the war in the Ukraine? That went out the fucking window real quick. We still didn't get a Speaker of the House yet. We got to put Mike McCarthy back in so we can get war money propaganded. That fucking scumbag, cocksucker, another loser. What are we doing here? We just stopped because Nikki Haley and the war drums. In the fields, the bodies burning as the war machine keeps turning. Unreal. Death and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed minds. Oh, Lord, yeah. You know, I know those aren't the exact words. But in the fields, the body's burning as the war machine keeps turning. So now we got to go to war with Iran somehow. Right? We got to go to war with Iran, Russia's best friend. Don't ever forget that. As much as I'm a proponent of not poking the Russian bear for reasons that we don't need to be poking them, one, because they're not going to do shit. But two, we shouldn't be poking them like that. You know, he's still a shithead. You know, he still supports Iran and was still, you know, supports his puppets in these Uzbekistans and Dekistans and Ekistans and all these erroneous states call themselves third world banana piss hole countries. It's disgusting. They're disgusting. What are you going to do? Like, what can you do? So anyway, here we are, day 3. Who's in charge? We know Netanyahu's in charge, right? This dude's been in charge since I was a fucking teenager. So when isn't he in charge, right? Who else is in charge? Like, Trump's not in charge. He wishes he was in charge. But elections don't mean a goddamn thing. People are just implemented around here in America. So who's in charge? Biden? He's not in charge. Who's in charge? McConnell and the butt pirate from New York, whatever the hell his name is, that piece of shit. I don't understand how these people don't die. How do these people not die? I mean, are they really living off of the flesh of the youth? And that keeps them young? I'm just wondering because I know some of the most fantastic people that ever lived all died uh no earlier than like 50. Excuse me, no later than 50. I had to think about that for a minute. So, how are these people still around? How is McConnell still in power? Who in Kentucky voted for this moron? There was no one else? And I lived in Lebanon, so I know how backwards that fucking state is. Explain to me how this is, because I'm dying to know. Someone's got to tell me. Well, regardless, who's in charge? Who is running? Who's running this stuff? Who's running the who's running the war over there in Israel? Is it Netanyahu? Is it Bibi, who somehow just keeps getting put in power because there's too many leftists over there in Israel? And by the way, Israel is not our best friend. If you're a Christian over there, those Orthodoxes will spit on you. They will spit on you. Don't kid yourself. They're not our greatest ally? We're their greatest ally, but they're not our greatest ally. How are they our greatest ally? Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, what are we doing now? So what are we to do? Are we to just keep going the best way we know how to keep going? Wake up and work for some multi-billion-dollar organization at the expense of our own health? That's how the New World Order works. They just do what they must for those that they want to do it for. And there's nothing we can do about it. Right? Like, do we not have our own problems here? Like, I don't understand why we all have to give a shit about Israel all of a sudden. It's one of the most richest places on the earth. One of the most richest places on the earth. And they are not like this conservative orthodox, like there's like abortions like all the way up to like, I think it's like 8 months. Like I think you can have like a late term abortion over there. I know that. Their income tax is very high. They're not some conservative utopia. Now, I know that it's all just a construct of conservative, Republican, and Democrat, and liberal. It's all just a social construct to keep you enslaved, unbegan in your quest of knowledge and righteousness and understanding the esoteric world that we live in. However, the top game that is played on you, not with you. You are not with them. They are not with you. They don't care about anything you're doing for any reason that you're doing it. They care about what they have always cared about, and that's controlling the whole damn world through the technocracy. That's what rules the world now, period. You're either going to get a grip, take control of your life, not be addicted to I'm pretty much putting myself out of business here, not be addicted to useless videos on YouTube that provide you with nothing because you don't have what it takes to build the momentum and the speed to become successful, and they want it that way. They, quote unquote, want it that way for it all to be a distraction. So here's a new distraction, right? What? I don't understand what this. I don't understand it. It's all warmongering. The whole thing is warmongering out to the yin yang. Why do we need to be involved? Aren't we involved already with Ukraine? We pretty much bought the country, right? We bought it, and now, BlackRock owns Ukraine with your tax dollars, by the way. So we are paying for that. We are paying for whatever ammunition or whatever we're getting these Israelis. I don't care how many Jewish songs Shapiro sings on his podcasts. He doesn't care that this country is being eradicated on levels that I can't even think of. But when Israel gets to this level, he's singing hymns and quoting Psalms. The fuck are you talking about, bro? He may be the smartest guy in the media, but he's not the best. He talks quick and he thinks quick, but that doesn't make him the best. And he is very fucking smart. But that doesn't make him the best. Well, just blind faith your way through people, to people, from people, because of people. Who the fuck are they? Well, who the fuck am I? Well, it's just one man's opinion. Don't ever forget that. It's just one man's opinion on this end. I don't care about anything else. I care about what the fuck I'm doing and what I need to do for my family. But the problem is, where do you go, right? Where do you go? Where can you go? Right? I live in beautiful Houston, Texas. Where else can I go? Where are you going to go? The Democrat liberal insanity doesn't want to do anything else besides They want to take over Texas. They want those 54 points in election time. They want to flip this state blue so that they can control that Mexican border more than you fucking think they do. Here's an idea. If you want to go to war with Iran, launch a path to citizenship. All the illegals go to a couple bases throughout the states, get your ass signed up, get in the military, put them through a 15-week boot camp. Right? Run it through the spring. Run it in, I don't know. Let's see, what would be a good state where it's nice and warm all year? Do it in New Mexico, right? They're all from New Mexico. You can put it in New Mexico. Do it right there in New Mexico. And use them as the cannon fodder when we go in to take Tehran. Send them right in from the. Give them a couple good generals and commanders to run the unit. Invade by sea, and let them launch out there and go fuck shit up. And whoever survives gets their citizenship. That's how you fix that. Second thing would be real nice. Do you support the war in Israel? Do you support going in there and flattening Gaza, right? Because Bethlehem and the other cities Israel pretty much controls it. There aren't walls up and all this stuff. It's the Gaza Strip where they have these settlements and they have these walls and all the iron wall and all that. Like, they don't fuck around. You can, as a Christian, you can walk around through Bethlehem and go visit apparently there's a spot that they found where Jesus was born. You got, are you fucking, you can't be that stupid. But I guess people are that stupid. And they go and they kiss that little spot on the earth where they pretty much, yeah, this is the spot right here. Whatever. Anyway, can we confirm whether or not one of I don't know if it's the third oldest church on the planet, Christian church on the planet, which was in the Gaza Strip, which means that there were Christian Palestinians? I never saw videos of those people getting messed up coming out of a church. Never saw that. Can someone confirm whether or not that actually happened? Anyway, what are they doing? So just that small strip where all those people are, are we just going to turn it into glass? Right? Are we just going to turn it into glass? Anyone know the name of the nuclear glass? Nuclear glass? Trinitite. That's what it is. That's just Trinitite. So we're going to turn the whole place into Trinitite? Like the planet Mars that's covered in it? Didn't know that, did you? littered with trinitite. So, is that what we're going to turn this place into? We're just going to call that's I mean, that's fine. Because what are you going to do about it? Well, you can't do that. It's not fun. Like, what are you going to do? Like, I hear all these people that talk, that are anti-Israel and they're pro this and they're anti that and they're pro this. All that's well said and good, but what are you like actually going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? So it's just the whole thing's disturbing to the highest degree. What can you do? Answer nothing. Well, it's another day in paradise. Another day doing another set of things for things that are never to be. Where do we go from here? Well, the answer is, we need to do this and we need to do that. Well, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We live under the oligarchical technocracy. The whole planet lives under it. So don't think that just America lives under it. Like, you have no rights in Mexico. Well, you have. Let me take that back. You have you have plenty of freedom in Mexico, but there's plenty of groups that will want it more than you do, and they will kill you if you stand in the way from them getting what they want. You have no rights in Canada. You have no freedom of speech or specific expression rights in the UK unless you suck dick and wear women's clothing. Spain, I don't even know if they have a government anymore at this point. I don't even know how they're even a country at this point. Portugal is like, that's the ultimate white ghetto. That's where they should just start filming porn. It's just in Portugal. Let's see. Brussels. Yeah, they're not. They after that bombing, I don't think they still never got their act together. Germany's a shithole. Again, you have no rights there if you're a conservative. They're going to put you in jail and all that. Have you seen those reports? So where do you go? Where do you go? Europe's done. Europe's done. That's the thing about the Second World War. Where'd all the socialists go? Same thing when the Soviet Union fell. Oh, the Soviet Union fell and communism fell. Well, the communists didn't all just fall into a fucking hole in the earth. They had to fucking go somewhere. Where can you go? You can maybe go to Japan. South Korea. You can't go to Australia. That's a shithole. Where are you going to go? No one's going to Africa. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? All the black Americans, yeah, mother Africa, yo, is what it is. I don't see any of y'all going anywhere near that place. I don't see any of you leaving America and going to Liberia. I don't. So you're all fake. You can wear those African continent necklaces all you want, but I don't see you going back there. In fact, I don't think you could even tell me how many countries are on that continent. Yes, I do know the answer, and I know you don't, but I doubt you could tell me. It's unbelievable. Regardless. Regardless. What are you going to do? What can you do? Right? Like, what can we do? Well, the answer is get your house in order. What do you mean by that? What does that even mean? You need to get your house in order. You need to have an order to your life. You need to understand that this world is ruled by symbolism and talking points. Designed talking points. Right? Once you control the language, you can control the narrative. This stuff is so predictable at this point, it's beyond conception. You can fool some of the people some of the time, you can fool some of the people all the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. And what they, quote unquote, whether it be the lizard people or whoever, they, quote unquote, what they count on is some of the people all the time and these emotional world incidents for the sum of the timers. Right? Like 9/11, you had some of the people some of the time fooled. Of course, you had the all the time people fooled, right? We'll get those terrorists. Now watch this drive. Thank you, George Bush. You've got to get, I rambled off there. You've got to get your house in order. You've got to read. I don't care if you read the Bible. I don't care if you read the Quran. I don't care if you read the Tao Te Ching. I don't care if you read the Vatmalani. I can't remember the fucking name of it at this moment in time. I'm thinking too quickly. I don't care if you read the some of the ancient texts from India in the Hindu texts. I don't care what you read, but you need to read it. I don't care if you read How to Make Friends and Influence People. I don't care if you read, I don't care what it is, but it has to be something that is going to keep you straight to understand that you have got to keep your mind straight. You have to keep your world and your mind straight, and the only way to do so is through reading, focusing your face to the light of wisdom and obtaining the understanding from that wisdom to make yourself better. Because the meaning of life is simply experience, learn from the experience, and evolve as a result from the experience. The meaning of life is evolution of the highest level of mind that you can achieve. Like I said a few times before, if you are between the ages of 16 and 35, you should be reading about Alexander the Great. If you are between the ages of 30 and 55, then you should be studying and learning everything there is to know about Julius Caesar, period. Because Caesar was an emperor until he was in his 50s. Now, he was an accomplished general, but he didn't become emperor, right? They made that word up for him because there was no one achieved what he achieved. But you know, he didn't get it till he was in his late 40s towards his 50s when he was able to start leading Rome. And his nephew August took over, who also did a wonderful job. Of course, when Augustus took it, Rome was a little old and behind, and he did bring a younger perspective to it. But Julius created the empire, but it fell behind because it was very big, and he couldn't keep up with everything. Anyway, so America's empire, Middle East empire, that is Israel, and America's new empire in the Ukraine. Which what are we, like Napoleon now? We got to rule Prussia. What the fuck? Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Or do we launch a new crusades, right? Do we get the old flag of St. George, which is not allowed to be flown in England anymore, the Red Cross, and we go knighthood and just go fuck shit up, right? Go on a fucking crusade and just crusade these motherfuckers. Like there was nothing better to do with our time. Is that what we need to do here? Like what are we doing? Like what are we doing? Besides sending money and ammunition to one of the richest countries on the planet. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You need to have your fucking shit together. You need to have your shit together. No one else is going to do it for you. Don't be sucked in. Don't be overwhelmed. Don't be grief-stricken. Don't be fooled. Don't be sad that there's nothing you can do, and what am I going to do, and what can I do? What what are you going to do? Well, the answer is nothing. But what you can do is what you believe in terms of yourself, is what I'm trying to say. Again, you need to have your own, you need to have your own shit together. You need to have your world being created in your vision without anyone else stopping you. Not not you know, not what others believe and want you to believe. Don't fall for their tactics, because the only thing they understand is that they're jealous that you're ahead of them. It's always been about somebody being ahead of you. That's why women are idiots, because women see other women with things and they want what those women have. And it's sad. I don't know why it's that sad, but it's just that sad. It's what they want. Why? Don't know. Why? Who knows? But like, without your ability to have your house in order, you can't be talking shit, man. You know, these girls, they just, oh, you don't need him. You can divorce him. You don't need him. Well, bitch, who you got? Like, if you don't have it, if they don't have anybody, why are you listening to what they have to say? And if they do have somebody, why do they think that what you got is worse than what they got? It doesn't matter. What matters is that, again, you turn your head to the light of wisdom to gain understanding. Don't ever stop. It's a daily fucking routine to get up. Look, there's a reason why men have to be militaristic, right? Like, that's what makes a fucking badass dude. And it reflects on your children. You know, Jim Morrison from The Doors, his father was a goddamn naval captain or something. Wasn't just some fool. So he was raised right as a young man. He was very artistic, but I'm sure when he was a little kid, his father had him up early and going to handle shit. There's a reason why the super rich get up at the butt crack of dawn. Some of them meditate, some of them check the markets, some of them read I don't know, whatever, but they do something of all of it. The Book of Five Rings by Miyamoto Masushi. Great fucking man that lived. And if you're a young man, read the Book of the Five Rings. It's not that hard. It's hard, but it's not that hard. Understanding is nothing more than the habit of applied wisdom. Greatness of oneself only exists within oneself's greatness. Regardless, I wish you all the best. I really do. I wish you all happiness. I hope that all of you find your way in this dark world. Regardless, this dark city does have lights. Make sure you're one of them. Know who's in charge, because that's what we started this out of. Who's in charge? Who's in charge? Who is making decisions right now? That needs to be you in your own life. Give these parasites your attention. Scary Haley. And all the rest of them. The war pigs. Don't be one of them. Be the one of you. I wish you all the very best. I wish your families the very best. I wish your families the very best. So long. God be with you, and long live the Republic. What's left of it.